Tonight on Global Television News Prime, Tinubu arrives Beijing, China on official visit. On the door, Gilbert polls APC tackles PDP, assures traditional rulers communities of better life. On the business, Nigeria's healthcare reforms attract 4.8 billion investments. On the sport, Osimhen fate hangs in balance as Napoli declines strikers' reintegration. Hello and welcome to all the viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime here on Global Television. We're coming live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Deacon Michael. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. We'll begin tonight by telling you that after a brief stay in Dubai, United Arab Emirates President Bola Tinubu has arrived in Beijing, China for his scheduled official visit. Tinubu's special assistant and social media Olusegun Dada will make an announcement on his X and stated that Tinubu will meet President Xi Jinping and hold meetings with Chinese business leaders on the sidelines of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. The president will also join the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, where several African heads of state will be present to engage with Chinese leaders on various important matters. As the Edo State governorship election campaign continues to gather momentum with all contending parties winning the electorate, the former governor of the state and a chieftain of All Progressive Congress, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, has warned the voters in the state to be cautious to vote out the People's Democratic Party in the upcoming September 21 election over its alleged poor governance legacy and insensitivity to the plight of Edo people. Oshiomhole made the remark in an exclusive interview with Global Television in his Benin City residence. Anthony Momodu has a report.
As the 2024 Edo State governorship elections hot up, Senator representing Edo North Senatorial Zone at the National Assembly, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, has warned electorates against voting a candidate that is disconnected from the needs of the people with a questionable character. He charged voters to vote out the PDP due to the litany of bad governance weakness for 8 years.
They can't wait to sack this governor, and the man who was the chief economic advisor is brain box, who chaired the so-called Alago Daro, which is their, they set up to, draw up programs and long-term policies, etc., etc. They've seen through all of that. So Edo people want a guy they can connect, a home guy that they can relate with, that they can feel, they can touch, that shares their own experiences, that come from a community, of real people, of farmers. So you understand the problem of farmers, you understand the challenge of going to drink water from the stream in the 21st century with all the risk of waterborne diseases, etc., etc. So Edo people are clear, we have to vote away PDP. PDP has never developed this state. Before I came in, PDP had developed the state. Everywhere we go, the only thing they have are the things APC government did while I was governor.
The former APC national chairman, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, called on the electorate to trust more the APC candidate, Senator Monday Okpebholo, to bring relief in the areas of health, education, security, and social welfare, assuring the people of good governance by the APC candidate.
Our candidate is not a stranger. He just passed through ballot box January to March 2023. So his people voted for unanimously in his land, and so he is not. He knows what the issues are. He has raised those issues in the course of his campaign, and he has been repeating them. They have to be careful about these people who don't live here. They just come at the eve of an election. They probably have never voted. They call themselves technocrats, and at the end of the day, they just feast on playing with, jargons and sophistry. MOUs, parading people of color of different parts of the world as investors. They've seen through all of those lies. Now, what people want is not sophistry. They want practical governance. That if you build a road, people can carry their farm produce to the market. If you connect a rural community, it does not require environmental impact analysis. All of those buzzwords they use to siphon money away, because the best way to steal money is through consultancy. So you don't see anything visible.
Senator Adams Oshiomhole posits that the panacea to re-election and support of any government is good governance. So it is hoped the interest of the people will always be put first. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television.
Meanwhile, the Edo State House-cycle election campaign rallies got tinted with war of words between the All Progressive Congress and People's Democratic Party over personal and governance-related issues on the APC campaign train in a community at Owan Ward. Onaki, APC candidate in the forthcoming election, Senator Monday Agbabula, assured the gathered crowd and communities of better life when in power. Anthony Momodu has a report.
In the rallies at Ohunde local government areas, Senator Adams Oshiomhole led other APC chieftains in a war of words aimed at the PDP and its candidate Asue Ighodalo before promising the people that their party will right the wrongs of the incumbent administration.
I followed Obaseki to one village, which I was told he told me that is his ancestral village. Okay. I went there. The tradition, the Enige there, the ship was very well. And I showed him the whole Peking now will be governor. The Enige mobilized all his people in 2016 and they voted for Obaseki. Thereafter, Obaseki never returned to that his ancestral home. No! When the Enige no share, the Enige decided to come and meet Obaseki at Osadepe Avenue and Government House. The old man got there, he waited and waited 2 days, 3 days, he don't see Obaseki. On his way back, I think people must remember this, yes, he was involved in accident and the Enige died. Yes. Obaseki never went back there to pay even condolence visit. Not to talk of erecting one block in memory of that Enogi.
Ekwaholo community and other adjoining communities, the APC governorship candidate Senator Monday Okpebolo promised to restore electricity to the community and also repair their damaged roads and school structures.
Come here now. I don't see road where don't jaga. Road no day, school no day, water no day, nothing day. People farm, we know they go there, they go farm. Do you have teachers in your school? No. We are going to employ over 5,000 teachers in our 100 days in office.
I feel too good and nice and too very much happy because I know this man will do something reasonable for my local government.
We are very, very sure that the people of Edo State know what they want. And if you look at it deeply, you see that APC is the only party now that can give Edo State what they want.
Support APC because we don't tire for PDP. Since one with the PDP, we don't see anything achieved. Nothing, no school, no water, no light.
Amongst other communities and traditional rulers visited is the Enege of Eyan, His Royal Highness Osazuwa Idriese, at his palace, where the monarch endorsed the APC candidate, and in turn the APC candidate Monday Okpebolo also read out how he intended to govern the people.
Traditional institutions are not respected. Nothing is moving in this state. Schools are dilapidated. Roads are gone. Nothing actually you can really say has been done in the past 8 years. Sir, development stopped at the time Adams Oshiomhole was left government. I want to come into the state to start from where they stop. We want to build a new again.
It remains to be seen how the political parties, their candidates, INEC, will achieve the final goal of a credible poll and governance after September 21st, 2024. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television. In the rallies at Ohunde,
the upcoming half-cycle election, governorship election in Edo and Ondo State is another litmus test for not only the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, security agencies, the political parties and their candidates, but the electorate, especially as they choose who to cast their vote for as they decide who leads them in the next 4 years in the two states. Global Television news crew went to Benin City to gauge the polls of residents on the forthcoming electoral exercise.
There is no doubt that Edolites are geared for an intriguing polls come September 21st, as this group of residents believe the outgoing government have done their best and hopes the incoming government must do better.
All right, we are at the capital of Edo State, Benin City, specifically at the boundary road axis of Benin City, where we want to take a pulse of Edolites as regards the September elections coming up in this ancient city, as to what they think about the battle between the APC and the PDP and the Labour Party candidates in this upcoming elections. Join me, Anthony Momodu, as we talk to Nigerians residents in Benin City what they think is going to happen come September.
And the present government, it don't do his own part. Now for the one when they come to see what he go fit do, to add join the better things when the state don't already get.
Obaseki has done his best. He has tried in some areas, but in some areas there's still much to be done. Coming election, among all the candidates, although we are still yet to see them, at least by the time they come to debate, then we'll be able to know what they have to offer Edo people.
The government should try and work hard in terms of providing jobs. Like me, I just graduated, and I need work. We need to eat, we need to feed, so they should do more.
For these other residents and electorates, the PDP government has failed the people with empty promises leading to the loss of faith in government to provide the basic social amenities.
Gari na they not the fit buy am again. Cup of gari is 250. Rice they not the fit buy. Water, pure water 150 naira. Now only God they go help us. Men and state government make it come help us. Say food do not dey, water not dey. We dey hungry. Now work at they come from now. If you work and finish it, they not they pay us. It will pay na wahala.
Please, so the government should do something about this, because we are so tired now. We are very tired and we are suffering. We are so suffering in Nigeria now.
Daniel Osaze and other citizens also called for peaceful elections and respect for the rule of law by all participants in the polls for the good of the people and state.
In Benin, I trust that the INEC will do their best. And the INEC will do well when it comes to the election. They will not be ringing.
There is no gainsaying that the Edo electorate are poised to ensure a free, fair and credible elections in the upcoming off-cycle elections for the good of the state and Nigeria's democracy.
We've been talking to Edolites as regards what the expectations are for the forthcoming elections, who they want to be the next governor, and if they think INEC will be conducting a free, fair and credible elections.
Anthony Momodu reporting from Benin City for Global Television.
Nigeria is set to deepen its bilateral relations with Indonesia as the second Indonesia-Africa Forum kicks off in Bali from 1st to 3rd September 2024. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, is leading Nigeria's delegation to the forum representing President Bola Tinubu. The foreign team, Bandung Spirit for Africa's Agenda 2023, pays homage to the historic 1955 Asian African Conference, also known as Bandung Conference, which was hosted by Indonesia. The event marked a new era of solidarity and collaboration between the two continents. And now the federal government has issued a directive for the relocation of the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, along with other military chiefs to the Sokoto axis due to security challenges, a development that has sparked widespread jubilation among residents. A cross-section of residents expressed their appreciation to the federal government for the move, noting that it demonstrates the government's commitment and readiness to find a lasting solution to the menace. A statement issued by Henshaw Ogobike, Director of Information and Public Relations, Ministry of Defense, stated that the directive aims to rid the Northwest of the menace of banditry, kidnapping, and terrorism. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has approved the appointment of Alhaji Haruna Yunuswa, the eldest son of the late Emir, as the 17th Emir of Ningi with a first-class status. The announcement was contained in a statement signed and issued by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the Governor, Mokhtar Gidado. The Bauchi State Government expressed its confidence in the new Emir's ability to continue the legacy of his late father in fostering unity, peace, and development in the Ningi Emirate and Bauchi State as a whole. Governor Mohammed prayed for peaceful repose of the late Emir's soul and also extended his congratulations and prayers for good health, a long life, and a successful reign for the new Emir. Our Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy, has once again disrupted an event in Abuja that was organized without our consent and lacked a people-centered purpose. The incident occurred nearly a month after a similar action by the minister on August 8, 2024 in Abuja. During the previous event, which held without the ministry's approval, the minister stated that the organizer had been taken into custody by the Department of State Services for allegedly impersonating that ministry. And now Ogun State Government has revoked the provisional licenses of 20 private orphanage owners operating in the state due to non-compliance with regulations and laws prioritizing the well-being and safety of vulnerable children. The State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Adiyat Adeleye, made this done during a meeting with the private orphanage owners at the ministry's conference room, Okomasan Abeokuta, the state capital. Adeleye expressed displeasure over some private orphanage owners' activities, stating that the state will not tolerate shady practices involving illegal abduction, child trafficking, or maltreatment of children in their care. And in a different development, the chairman of Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, Babatunde Oshibodo, has reassured the public of the commission's commitment to conducting a transparent local government election slated for November 16. Oshibodo, according to his statement, made this commitment while speaking on the radio program. The commission's chairman said he will adhere strictly to the guidelines as approved by the State House of Assembly conducting the local government election. The Conference of Speakers of State Houses of Assembly has issued a strong call to state governors to immediately comply with the constitutional provisions for the direct disbursement of funds to state legislatures. The speakers warned that failure to ensure financial autonomy could lead to a breakdown of governance and emphasized the critical link between legislative independence and effective governance. The conference further noted that it recognized the need for further legal and institutional reforms to reinforce the autonomy of state legislatures. And the National Association of Nigerian Students has withdrawn its threats to protest against the National Emergency Management Agency following allegations of food distribution misconduct. The Student Association also announced its support for the agencies after concluding investigations which found no wrongdoing by the agency. The association's Senate President Akintaye Babatunde in a statement said the decision is to retract the planned protest camp, which came after a thorough fact-finding mission to reveal the allegations were unfounded. And our state government announced that it has concluded oral interview session for 8,077 candidates in the recruitment exercise for teachers in the state. The Executive Chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, Nurini Adeniran, who announced this during a meeting with board members in Ibadan, the state capital, said the exercise has been concluded. Over 50,000 applicants registered on the official website of the board, while 45,827 sat for the examination, in which 8,197 candidates scored above 50 marks. A visually impaired widow and over 600 students of the ESM University, Benin Republic, and their parents have appealed to President Bola Tinubu to reverse the ban on institutions certificate in the country. The students and parents, while fighting back tears, said they were shocked when they received news about the federal government decision on the ESM University, Benin Republic. The undergraduates said withdrawing them from school when they were already making progress and after the benefactor had invested much in education was tantamount to jeopardizing their future. As the Federal Road Safety Corps condemned unprovoked attacks on its officers, saying such actions will no longer be tolerated, the Commandant, FRC Road Marshal Assistant Plateau State Yakubu Mohammed, asserted that in the closing of a one-week training program for Marshal Assistant, he said that the Corps will no longer tolerate unprovoked knockdown of its marshals while carrying out their duty on patrol. You're watching News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where News Prime returns. Osimhen fate hangs in balance as Napoli declines strikers reintegration. Details of these and more stories comes out after this break. Please stay with us. You're watching News Prime here on Global Television, and thanks for staying with us. And now to business. Vice President Kashim Shettima has announced that Nigeria's healthcare sector reforms have attracted over $4.8 billion in potential investment in the country's healthcare system. He disclosed this during the commissioning and the grand opening of Sahad hospitals in Abuja, noting that the reforms are centered around four key pillars that include transforming healthcare governance, improving population health outcomes, unlocking the healthcare value chain, and strengthening the health security. He also commended the effort of Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, particularly in the boosting local production of medical supplies and expanding primary health facilities across the country. The Transmission Company of Nigeria says the federal government through the Bureau of Public Enterprise has reached an agreement with 3 Chinese firms to deploy 1.43 million electricity meters across the country. He said that the signing ceremony was held at the headquarters in Abuja, with TCN's Chief Executive Sule Abdulaziz was represented by Ajiboye Oluwabenga, the Executive Director of Transmission Service Provider, and others. The lawmaker representing Badagry constituency in the House of Representatives, Seisi Winga, has assured his constituents that Nigeria's border will soon be open for commercial activities of the current administration of President Bola Tinubu. Winga gave the assurance during the Badagry stakeholders and youth engagement organized by his office. According to the lawmaker, the government is trying to see how they can mop up revenue internally. The Oyo Ocean Area Command of Nigeria Customs Service has reported significant achievement in revenue generation and anti-smuggling effort. The area controller, Dr. Ben Oramolugu, disclosed this in Ibadan while briefing newsmen on the command's achievement between June 14 and August 29. Oramolugu said that from June 14 to August 29, 2024, the command collected a total revenue of 18.8 billion naira, with 13.31 billion naira generated in June and July, and 4.77 billion collected in August. And now to foreign scenes. Senegalese President Faye has asked for more European support to tackle instability in the Sahel, and the Spanish Prime Minister wrapped up a visit to West Africa. The troubled Sahel state of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are blocked by the jihadist violence and ruled by juntas who took power in a string of coups since 2020. The military leaders in the 3 countries have increasingly turned their backs on the West and have broken away from the West African Bloc Economic Community of West African States to form their own confederation. An Director of Primary Health Care at the Health Ministry in Hamas-run Gaza says a polio vaccination campaign has begun in Gaza, while an aid worker said a large-scale rollout will begin on Sunday, coinciding with the humanitarian pause agreed by Israel and Hamas. The vaccination drive was announced after Gaza recorded its first polio case in the quarter of a century earlier this month. An unspecified number of children received the first dose of the vaccination, which involves 2 doses and is administered orally at the nursery hospitals in the south city of Khan Yunis. Our aerial strikes on Russian and the Ukraine border cities have killed at least 12 people. A bombardment that came as Kiev dismissed an Air Force commander in a major military shakeup. And both sides also claimed to have advanced on the battlefield Moscow in the eastern Ukraine, and a Kiev in its shock offensive into Russia's western region, with the fighting showing no sign of subsidizing to an obvious into Russia's invasion. The emergency services said at least 77 were wounded, including 18 children. Rescuers in the Russian Far East have found no survivors in the wreckage of a helicopter that disappeared while carrying 22 people, most of them tourists. The aircraft went missing on Saturday after taking off from base near the volcano in the Kamchatka Peninsula. Officials said on Sunday that 17 bodies had been found so far. The area, a popular tourist destination, is famous for its active volcanoes. The cause of the crash is unclear. The helicopter Mi-80 disappeared from the radar on Saturday, was carrying 19 tourists and 3 crew. Now, still on the foreign news, Israel preys on with a large-scale military operations in the occupied West Bank for a fourth day as fierce fighting raged in the nearly 11-month Gaza war. As clashes and explosions persisted in the northern city of Jenin, the Israeli military said 2 Palestinians were killed while preparing to carry out bombings overnight in the south of the West Bank. The Palestinian militant group Hamas, whose October 7 attack on Israel sparked the Gaza war, held a heroic operation at what it called a sensitive time during the Israeli operations in the north. As still on the foreign news, Iran's police forces dismissed the commander of a city in the northern province of Gilan after the death in custody of a detainee. Mohammed Mousavi, 36, was arrested on July 22 after being involved in a fight in the region. The police said in a statement carried by the official news agency. The police said the station commander and several officers involved in the incident had been suspended. And on to sports, Napoli coach Antonio Conte has emphasized the club's inconsistency in handling the Victor Osimhen situation, stating that the Nigerian forward will not be reintroduced to the first team. Conte addressed the Osimhen transfer saga during a press conference following Napoli's 2-1 victory over Parma at the Stadio Maradona. Osimhen, who was left out of Napoli's Serie A squad, has been replaced by Romelu Lukaku. Throughout the summer, Osimhen was linked with potential moves to Paris, Saint-Germain, Chelsea and the Al Ahly, but none of the negotiations materialized into a deal. A former Big Brother Niger star and 2-time Nigerian high jump champion Mike Edwards has made an entry into professional boxing, securing a victory against Jake Carnegie in his debut fight. The bout held at the Dublin Arena went all rounds, with Edwards emerging victorious by unanimous decision from the judges. Edwards competed in the boxing cruiserweight division, an organization led by English social media personality and a Nigerian-born professional boxer Olajide Olayinka Williams. And to wrap up more on the sport, a resounding 2024 Olympics campaign saw the Nigeria senior women's basketball team, the Tigers, move up 4 spots from 12th to 8th in the latest FIBA working rankings released August 29 in Switzerland. Nigeria retained their number 1 in Africa. France and Germany had lined climbers, as the United States of America proudly returned top spot after taking gold at the Women's Olympic Basketball Tournament Paris 2024, while several other nations also secured rises of back of their great work at the showpiece event. The West African giant, who jumped 4 places into the top 10 of the rankings, sealed a rocky group phase, a victory wrapped up wins for the first time. Napoli coach Antonio Conte says Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen will not be reintegrated into Napoli's squad in the 2024-2025 season. And that's it on News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Star Times channel 276. My name is Edika Michael. Many thanks for watching and stay with us on News Prime. See you again.